Well, hello traders. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. On my end, I can't complain. A bit tired, but yeah, I'm okay. So, welcome to this week's weekly analysis. We get to see the portfolio so far. I've closed a lot of trades currently. So, yeah, you can see I can't scroll today as much because it's only one trade, Bitcoin, which is running down there. So, this week, we had a wonderful week. Last week's analysis went perfect. So for people who traded, I'm sure you enjoyed a lot of profits this week. So this week also I've been replying to a lot of emails and questions, and people are like, "Yo, bro, the overlay pictures I put of MetaTrader 5, why don't they reflect here?" Okay, so I told you guys, let's say I've taken a sell and a buy on gold. On gold I've been holding since July 10th. So you get to see, if I click on gold, it will show you the trade. So I have sell trades, but the buys are more than the sell trades overall. So get to see this week, these are trades for September, which I took from 25.16 currently to 24.97. If we continue scrolling down, we'll get to see sells. You'll see sells again, which are from August 25th. We continue scrolling down, you'll see buys, which are from August also 22nd. Continue scrolling, you get to see buys from August 7th. If we continue, we get to see buys from July 26th. If we continue, we get to see buys also from July I mean. Then if we continue until there, you get to see. So overall buys are more than the sell, so it will obviously record the buy trades. Same with all pairs, so that's on gold, on Eurusd. You get to see these are the trades for September, which I gave this week. On my previous weekly analysis, some have broken even. This actually is the break-even price. We can continue, you get to see buys. And actually I've been holding this pair for the longest time. I can just go down, you get to see quickly, because I want to make the video as short as possible. So those are the trades, and you get to see I've been holding trades on this pair since June. So yeah, really love swing trading. For people who are new here, I do swing trading a lot. So yeah, let's start with it. Also, question I got also is, bro, do you still trade from my email? Do you still trade competition accounts? Which I still do, and I wanted to update you guys by the way on that, because from the first video I ever made, the first videos I've made, I think this channel has more than 70 videos now. So the first videos, get to see I used to trade competition, of which I still do almost every month. It's something I do to gauge myself. For people who have been here since the beginning, you know I love trading the light finance. And if you have any recommendation of other monthly tournaments I can participate in, just let me know. It's good to you know, check how good you are of a trader versus other traders worldwide. So this is it's always a monthly competition. The prize fund is always 10,000. Number of prize winners are always 5. So currently it starts actually on every first of the month. So we are currently just 8 days into the competition, and all the way until 30th September. I've registered for next month competition. You just register here if you're if you have an account with them and you're verified and all that. Though I don't use it with my real capital, I use Xnest for people who know. So yeah, these are currently the standings, the rankings for people. There's so many traders, you can click as much as you want. There are always so many worldwide traders. So you get to see number one so far in 1 week, because it's just been 1 week, Monday to Friday. Number one has gotten $16,000. So profitability 226%. Their risk is 5. So in this competition I don't like it because of this risk. Why is my name, you might ask? Just search here. I was kicked out of the competition. Why? Because my risk is just search XX risk trades on the nickname. When you're looking for me, then you click the search button. It will bring for you, here's my account number. So you can even copy this account number here if you're searching for me, if you can't use the name. You'll get to see my balance is 15,000, profitability 204. So I would have been number 2 worldwide actually, And actually I didn't even lose one trade. I've been trading the whole week, almost every day, buys, sells. On Friday I think was the last day I kept my trades, which were sells, and I closed them out I think with a $500 profit. So yeah, I'll even overlay it here next to the screen. So because of risk, if your risk passes 5, I mean, you automatically get banned, so you don't have a ranking. So you're just, yeah. So until next competition again. But yeah, it's just I don't like it though. I don't like it that they have to have a risk. Though I risk well. I don't know what they use to determine the risk factor, because I make sure my entries are nice. Sometimes I have very little drawdown, but you can't just start the competition with one lot size, because you're given $5,000 balance to trade with. You can't just start with one lot size. The second you start with one lot size, you're already banned. So you have to start with a micro lot size, 0.01, 0.02 maximum. That's what I've seen. So next month I'll really, yeah, keep that in focus, keep that in mind. But yeah, I would have been number 2 worldwide. Let me show you, because number 1 has 16,000, just a few dollars shy. I would have been number 2, 15,000 here, and then him with 16,000. But if you know other competitions I can participate in, kindly let me know. So yeah, let's start with our fundamental analysis real quick. So we've had a crazy week this week actually. So let me click on more. Let me give you a summary of this week. So on this week, the important summary for me to give you was on Friday about this news events that came out on Friday. So average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. So to summarize, so the job data, which is this, was out, and it was worse than expected. Get to see worse than expected. We have the non-farm payrolls, which went slightly up to 142,000 jobs, which is below the analysts' expectations of 164,000. Then it's up from the previous month's figures though, which was once again revised down from 114,000 to 89,000. You get to see revised from 114,000. So I don't even trust these job numbers currently. That's why there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets, because we get to see currently 6 out of the last 7 months were revised down. So yeah, from 89k to 142, yeah, really questionable. Maybe let's say we're 40,000 less, so that at least we can be 100,000 jobs. Okay, 102 something. We'll get to see what will happen. But yeah, I felt that was a manipulation type of move, releasing those numbers. So apart from that, good news is that the US hourly wage, which is this one, the hourly wage went up to 0.4% month over month, above estimated the 0.3%. It's up actually 3.8% on a yearly basis. Then the hourly wage in US, for people who don't know, it's around $35.21 per hour. Okay, so the final unemployment rate went down from 4.3 to 4.2, which is in line with analysts' expectations. This was not a good job report. However, if we look at the numbers of rate cuts from expected on, if we predict the markets, we'll get to see there was a huge shift from a 50 basis points cut to at least a 25% basis cut. The market now thinks it's much more likely to get 1 rate cut instead of 2 rate cuts after the job report, which means they think getting a job market recession is yeah, slightly less likely. So yeah, and to summarize also the entire market this week, we get to see the market was a bloodbath actually this week. The S&P 500, you get to see it went down almost 4%. I closed out my trades because yeah, break even. I closed out my trades on indices, so I'm safe there, and you've gotten to see my portfolio there. And then yeah, that 4% actually, you know, kind of makes it the worst one this year. there's a lot of uncertainty in the economy right now, and you know, this Friday's numbers didn't make it any better. So historically, September, what should we expect in September? September, it tends to be the worst month of the year actually, because traders come back from vacation and holidays in August. That's why August is kind of a slow month. Remember, I said January, August and December are very slow months for people who are new. Yeah, summarize that for you. But at least this August we had movement, but yeah, some markets were still slow. Look at how the JPY, the whole of August, was just ranging, right? So when they come back from vacation, we get to see they tend to adjust their portfolios, of which also me, you've seen I've adjusted my portfolio just this week, September. In a long time, my portfolio has been having a lot of assets, but had to adjust a bit. And same also with people in Wall Street and all that. They also adjust their portfolios, which tends to increase the selling pressure. This year even makes it worse because the Fed meeting is about 2 weeks away, and many are expecting at least one rate cut now, and I've explained why they're expecting one rate cut. So we all know the market hates certainty, and once the Fed meeting is done, traders will put their eyes on the election. So that's why I told you last week, for the next 2 months at least, expect A+ setups, because we'll be having increased volatility, the market, a lot of participation. So yeah, expect A+ setups, and this week was just the start. So people who have enjoyed this week, cheers, we'll continue trading better. Okay, so historically November should be better no matter who gets elected, so don't worry if it's Trump or Kamala Harris. Just know the markets will be better, doesn't matter who's elected. So let's start analysis for this week. So Monday we get to see it's kind of a slow day, boring day, not too much red folder, not even any red folder news. That's why I don't trade Mondays, so let's skip that. Let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday, kind of a chilled day, only red folder on Gbpusd and the card currency pair. So Wednesday, there's where we have a lot of volatility. So we have the CPI month over month coming out, which is this one, and then we have the CPI year over year, which will be coming out. So forecast 0.2% and 2.6%. Let's see if we'll hit those targets. Then on Thursday we get to have PPI, producer price index, and core PPI, so month over month and month over month. Then we have unemployment claims. So Thursday is also a very good day. Let's see if we will hit those forecasts. Then on Friday, just a chilled day, nothing much. So yeah, except from Wednesday and Thursday, the other days will be really perfect for trading, and let's hope we'll capitalize on that. So let's start with analysis. Let's start with DXY. So DXY, crazy week, just a sell week, but yeah, let's dive into it. So I'm moving closer in the daily time frame. So this week we get to see, from last week we were here, this Monday, Tuesday obviously we made that high, Wednesday that sell, Thursday that sell, but you get to see Friday we respected this down close candle over here, so acts like an order block, and you get to see prices reacted well, and we closed above that down close candle. So this week let's trade what we see. If DXY is also, if let's say it's to come from, let's say, up here and push lower to this area, this almost this lows area near to the 2023 lows where we have double bottom and all that. If DXY is to come to these areas, I will actually make a video specifically for that. I don't care if it would be in the middle of the week or something, I'll make a video on that. There's a very good chance that we can get to see a market maker buy program run from here to here. Okay, here then we have our smart money reversal and back down, because remember the point of this market makers models is to push prices either lower than they were or higher than they were. But yeah, you get to see, I'll talk about grading, and yeah, I'll just talk about it. So be there if you want to have secrets. And also this video, I'll also drop some few ICT points and gems so don't worry about that. But currently, let's trade what we see on the charts. So we get to see that prices have respected that down close candle, that order block. So if I'm to go like, let's say, to the 2-hour time frame, I'll expect continuation higher. Okay, so I'll expect prices to only know the area where you can potentially encounter some sells here. I know some sellers will be here, because remember, prices didn't come back to that area. We have a fair value gap there, so yeah, we have this liquidity build over here. So some traders, you know, expect that, will expect markets to push here and target lower. So you might get to see some resistance here, but if we break above this area, retest and continue, well and good. Overall, I told you guys, DXY, I'm targeting the lows overall. Overall, I'm still bearish, but I'm allowing DXY to target this area or this area. Like, I'm okay with DXY doing that. Okay, let me move to the daily so that you can get to see. I talked about it last video. This area especially, we left a lot of confluences there, and yeah, we left lots of stuff here. So if markets were to come back here, it's better. I'll really love to see DXY come back here. Then we have our smart money reversal and we get to push even lower than we were. Okay, but even if it comes here, it's good, but here it's better. Okay, so that's my simple take on DXY. So today, let's start with let me see which. Let me not start with gold today. Let me start with Bitcoin, because last video I made an analysis on Bitcoin, but I was like, the analysis is a bit too long. So I was like, let me cut out the Bitcoin part, because it wasn't going to make really much of a difference. But because today there's an important setup, I can now talk about it. So let's start from the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, I have a drastic take now on Bitcoin, and I'm going to talk about it. So if we use standard deviations, right, and project from this swing point here, we get to see that there's -2 to -2.5 area held price, right? And we talk about that as the retracement area in the market. So it means possibly markets can even push lower. So that's one. And yeah, we didn't have a full expansion, obviously. So Bitcoin for now, target lower, right? So that's one. That's on the weekly. Let's go to the daily time frame. Also on the weekly, if you haven't seen, there's also this fair value gap here. I can just quickly show you guys. There's this fair value gap here on the daily. So what we get to see, let me move to the 2-hour time frame first. So what you get to see, last time we were having this accumulation here, and my thought was that we have broken above and will target higher. But if I'm to move to the daily time frame, you get to see it was a very short-lived. It was like that was the manipulation. Either it was going to be a week, or prices were quickly going to move back to the consolidation area. So this was the consolidation area. From here to here, you get to see that was the consolidation. We quickly pushed above that high, this high, but we quickly also came back to the range. So that told me, because that time I was giving the analysis, we were here. We hadn't made this candle. So we hit that fair value gap, and I'll show you why this area was really important to me, as to why I should continue holding these trades. So on a higher time frame, this is a week, obviously, but on this time frame, get to see it was just this candle, and quickly we pushed back into the consolidation area. So meaning this was the accumulation, this was the manipulation. Now we're having our distribution to the downside. Let's go to the daily. So on the daily, you get to see we pushed into this area here. It was a fresh area because we hadn't moved back into it. So fair value gap, then we pushed into this area. This was the only reason that I'm still holding my sell trades. And as soon as this area held price, that acted like an order block to me, because also it was a based drop to me. So I held my trades, my sell trades, which I took back on July 30th, if I'm not wrong. That's why I held those sell trades. So yeah, so that was my manipulation. Now, so this is accumulation, this is my manipulation. Now we are having our distribution to the downside. So a quick setup this week, which you can trade on the daily time frame. Wait for prices to push maybe into this fair value gap, then look for change of order flow on the lower time frames. Then you can target this low lying fruits first. You can target this low first, then this low, external range. Then long term, what you can do is target this area. Long term though, long term you can target this low. Now this one, but that one is, chances are price is going to 38, very slim. But this area plausible, okay, because we're at 54. 49 shouldn't be an issue, okay. Also we have fair value gaps there, so if we can target the fair value gaps, why not? Actually possibility, but yeah, just watch it. But this area very plausible, but this area extreme long term maybe, unless we have some shifts somewhere here. But yeah, that's just my outlook on Bitcoin. Then now analyzing of the major pairs, let's move to EURUSD. So I stopped using these charts for you guys because yeah, they were getting a bit dirty, so moved to using my other charts. So let's use forex.com. At least there is where we are consistent. Forex.com. So let's start from the weekly time frame. Let's see what we see. Let me show you what I see. So we have talked about DXY pushing higher potentially, right? That means inverse relationship with EURUSD, Great British Pound, and gold, right? But for gold, we'll talk about it. So on EURUSD, you get to see, last week I told you I'm looking for sells in the market, and I marked out my areas. Told you we have this fair value gap which we closed above, so inverse. Then we have this fair value gap which was formed here, so it will act like our internal range liquidity. So that's where I potentially look to target prices. So let's move to the daily time frame. Actually, let's move to, okay, so on the daily time frame, if I can just brief you guys, we get to see prices closed below this low. So we had our change of character. So this was like our sweep above, then change of character, and I told you guys order flow will be bearish, and that's what I'll be looking for this week. So this week, last week, my setup was this. This was my analysis. I pointed out this. Can I move to like the 2-hour time frame? I'd pointed out, this was the change of character. I'd pointed out this area here, and I told you guys that this area is potentially where prices can sell from. We had this buy side. I told you I expect markets to take this buy side this week. Marked it out for you. We were here, marked it out. We'll tap there and we'll continue lower. So this week we get to see prices pushed to that area. Respected it very well, but this manipulation happened during news, during the NFP period. But you get to see still was respected because no candle actually closed above. We just wicked, tapped into, there was this breaker block above here, marked it out midweek. So we just tapped into that breaker block, rejected back, and you get to see prices respected this zone, and we closed below it. So this coming week, what can we expect on EURUSD? Expect a continuation, because now we have just like wicked above this high. So taking that high, we can look to potentially taking this range low. So this is my drawn liquidity for this week. So expect maybe prices to, here was the level of resistance, right? Okay, so if prices can push to, because I marked it out, prices come here, retrace, and then push lower. So if prices can come to at least this last area where we had resistance, or you find anywhere a point of interest for you, take a shot. Make sure you get to see in the lower time frame order flow is definitely changing to be bearish. Then you can take your short trade and target this draw on liquidity, so that's low. And potentially we can even target lower, but start with the low lying fruits. We start with that. So that's my simple analysis on Eurusd for this week. So last week held well, just manipulation here from NFP, but chances are even without news we would have just respected it and definitely just continued. But setup held well. Let's continue taking this trade to the downside. Then quickly on British Pound USD. Also for that I'll have to run to my forex.com chart, because that is where I've broken it down better for you guys. So on this pair, I told you guys last week we had taken the external range liquidity. So what happened is, when we're in external areas, we push back to internal areas. So broke down all this for you guys, but I told you plausibly what I'll be looking at is DXY, Great British Pound, sorry for that mix up, to at least target this area. I'd love to see DXY, Great British Pound, target this area. Let me move to the week. So I told you why I was looking for this pair to target at least there is because we took out this range high. So took out this range high, so we target the range low. Even if I told you guys, even if we take 50% of the candle, it's still good. It's still good for people who trade, obviously. Candle range theory, the rebranded name, but that's what people know it with. So took out the candle range high. So if we target 50% or just the candle range low, perfect. But order flow, even if we push to this last down close candle and order flow continues, well and good. But for now we're bearish on this pair, no doubt about it. So let's see the setup I gave you last week. So this was the setup I gave you last week. If we look at it from the daily time frame, you get to see order flow. I marked out order flow on the lower time frame, and then I refined the area for you to this exact area on the lower time frame. So I told you guys we had broken this low, so expect prices to take out this high. There was a high, so this candle was the first one to take out that high. Told you guys expect prices to come here, then from here expect prices to push lower, right? What do you see happened? That happened exactly. No candle closed above. On the daily we didn't close above this zone, so we just wicked above. And I told you this week just happened on Friday because of the news. If chances were, if there was no news, trade would have still been perfect, but you would have taken trade also after news, because you would have seen on the daily, you would have seen order flow switch, and you would have taken a trade. And yeah, that's what I did on my side. So let's move now to the lower time frames. Let's move to the 2-hour time frame so that you can see it better. So if we move to the lower time frames, you get to see this was how the trade was. I told you this high, there was obviously a fair value gap there. You can see took out that high on Wednesday, pushed into our area very well here, but on Friday we had this manipulation here, of which if you went to the lower time frames, the 30, 15, 5, order flows change around here, taken that trade down low. Actually on Friday, if you also looked at gold, you'll have gotten to see same thing happened, same manipulation. We took out that news candle range high, and then we had a change of order flow with a fair value gap. You would have taken a trade there perfectly to the downside. That's what I did. So both on all accounts, actually all across all my accounts, this is just one, the one you see here on XNES. Have the competition account. I can overlay the trade here, took it on Friday too, and so many across all my accounts. So this week, what do I expect of Great British Pound USD? I still expect prices to push lower. So target, you can always target this being your first target here. So what you do, just wait for prices this coming week to retrace at least there or there. Then from there, you can take your trade now to the downside. This can be your first target, and giving you the rest of the targets down. Let's show you. So this is also my target here. So this can be a very good target for me, and I'll potentially keep on holding my trades until we reach there. And if we get to pass until here, why not? Very good trade also. We'll take another swing buy trade to the upside. So that's my just simple analysis for this week on British Pound USD. So let's move to the mother of all, gold. For people who love gold, lots of people love gold actually. So let's start with gold. Let's start on gold. So let's start on the daily. So you get to see my gold chart is very cluttered, and this is on the daily time frame. So that's why I also use for you guys, I also use forex.com, Saxo, and all other charts which I'm using currently. So let's drop down to the 4-hour time frame. So what did I tell you about this pair last week? So last week I also gave you this trade here. I told you what to expect on gold. Sorry for the mix-up, guys. Sorry. So get to see, I told you we were here. Expect price to come here this week, and we sell from there. So yeah, that's what happened. We sold from there. Thursday we tapped into that area very well, but Friday, obviously because of the news, we manipulated a bit. But you get to see we also formed SMT, obviously with silver, because if you look at silver, gold made a higher high, silver made a lower low. Okay, SMT. So there's a way you can trade SMT. For people who know, you can trade SMT if prices pass above RTO. No, for people who don't know, I'll talk about it next time. So gold, let me move to the 1 hour. Something I wanted to show you. So during this week I posted this on my YouTube posts. I posted when we were here, and I told you guys, wait for tomorrow. Let's wait for let me even move to the 30 minutes, not doing it justice. Posted prices being here, told you let's wait for tomorrow to see how prices will play out. And you get to see people would have just jumped to the conclusion or assumption, oh, he's gonna sell from here. No, I drew out this area. Notice this is not the same time-based settings I use. I have many, but now I'm taking you a step higher, okay? From my previous videos, you've gotten to see the other one, the one you used to, okay? But look at this one. You can see the values. The other one is 0.4. You get to see 0.47, 0.67. This one you don't see that, okay? So the reason is because I drew out and I told you guys wait for tomorrow. It's because I was waiting until here, until one. Okay, it's always the 105 candle. I was waiting for that because this area, the 0.77, is an area where we find either price shifts from or continues from. So I was waiting for that, and you get to see that was the area which activated the move to the upside, which pushed to our point of interest. Let's see. It's area that moved price, started the switch from this area to target our point of interest up there. Let's look at another day, just this week. Let me take the time-based fib. So from 11 to 5. What do you see happened? The area which starts the distribution, 0.77. 0.77 started the move to the upside. Let's look at Tuesday. From 11 to 5. Where do you see the distribution started? The distribution started at the 1 o'clock. The 1 o'clock candle. You get to see that's where the distribution started. So that's why I use this also, but I use it in alignment with Goldback. I will advise you to learn on Goldback, probably just a bit hard of a concept, but yeah, we'll talk about it. The reason I also liked this trade so much, the Tuesday trade, is because it aligned with the Goldback so much that you get to see order block was formed, we had a fair value gap, we had a breaker block, everything. And if I projected the low was gonna be down here, and then on the lower time frames, you see this area, order block was formed there and prices reversed from there. So it just aligned very well with the, because most of the time the distribution starts here or continuation. So because remember, this is accumulation, this is manipulation, then the distribution starts from manipulation, then accumulation until here, manipulation, then the distribution starts from there, and can go any direction depending on drawn liquidity that day, which was happened to be this low. And you get to see it's aligned because this area should be where the drawn liquidity should be hit by that time. It aligns most of the time, it aligns. So I have models for so many stuff. I don't give them out, all of them. Why? Because sometimes knowledge can be a curse. I don't know, too much of something, because it can confuse you. That's why you find a lot of ICT traders are very mixed up, because they don't know what to use. They don't know to use this. And most of these things, yes, ICT introduced us to them, but I build on top of them. Most traders build. Not all ideas are mine. I also take from other traders and try refine it on my own way. So I build on top of what ICT says. I understand this algorithm day by day. What time does it do this? What time does it do this? So yeah, me giving you out everything here might overwhelm you. That's why you've gotten to see over my videos, I stretch it out. I just introduced you a very simple concept, and then I leave it to you guys to break it down the way you want, for you to understand it if it works for you. But just know this Goldback time moves and times really go well with Goldback. You can even look at Friday. Why not? Let's see. Friday. Actually, I took a trade with this. The distribution time was just perfect. I even took on the account. I'll overlay it here, the tournament account, the one we've just seen. The distribution phase, you get to see the candle, the 0.77 area started the distribution. I was using the 5-minute time frame, and there was such a good setup and trades there, and I just took the trades. You get to see that's where order flow changed. So the distribution phase, though it was the smallest distribution range for the whole week, but it's because on Friday, you know, people are waiting for this, for the news. So prices tend to move perhaps sometimes slowly during these times until news comes out. So yeah, it definitely made sense why the distribution phase was a bit small, but nevertheless I made $500 on that move on the tournament account. So why not? So that's something new I've introduced you to. You can just experiment with it and yeah, see. But you've gotten to see why my YouTube posts now made sense. I was waiting for tomorrow. I was waiting for that 0.77 area to see what will happen, and the distribution phase did its thing. So let me delete all this because they just fill my chart for no reason. So yeah, so this coming week, let me move to a cleaner chart. What do I expect now this week on gold? So we can use the forex.com chart. So we can start from the daily so that it makes sense. So for people who know, this is my other chart. The last time we looked at this chart, we were here when I was telling you guys we can potentially buy from here, and you get to see this arrow very well targeting this high, and we did it on Friday. This was on 16th August. So yeah, for people who have been here in the long time are really benefiting. So I get to see on the weekly, obviously we have this fair value gap. You can just look at it, you get to see we have this fair value gap which will act as our internal range liquidity for sure. Gold, you get to see, is just ranging for now. So what should we expect? Should we expect this to be our accumulation, then manipulation here into the internal range liquidity, then distribution? For now, I don't want to jump because I'm trading what I'm seeing in the chart currently, and gold will obviously be ranging. I'm not saying this is not a possibility. This setup accumulation, the MD, can happen, but my advice to you is just to watch these zones, watch this area, and also watch this high. So watch the extremes, okay? So that's what I'll tell you to look at. And if you want to potentially put on a sell trade, I told you guys last week on the Xauusd chart, and I can repeat it again, don't look for sells until the weekly range, this candle at least, is broken. Don't look for sells until then, because if you do, you might lose, because expectations are markets come, take out that low, retrace, and continue lower. If you're looking for sells, right? I'm sorry for it's supposed to end here, the arrow. I'll just by mistake it's stretched here. It's not supposed to do that. So I told you wait for this 2365 to 64 zone to be taken out. Otherwise, if you're looking at the daily time frame and you wait for one of these lows to be taken out, you might be induced or trapped. Because what will happen is, yes, one of these lows might get taken. So if prices, let's say, took out this low, and then you're waiting for a retrace here so that you can push lower, that might not happen. The possibility is that the markets will come, take that low, but instead of retracing here, we'll have a retrace, which will trap you into thinking markets will push lower, but you'll get to see markets might potentially continue pushing higher. We'll even have a retracement there and push higher. So just be careful on gold. If you want to look for a sell, I'll be looking for sales only if we break this low for now. So other analysis I can show you guys this week, we'll have the Audi JPY. I can just cover that bit because I believe sales will continue. For the longest time, I'm still holding my sales from this high, my buys from here, but this week I might close out my buys if we have a retrace until here, then I add more sales. I told you guys last time, the reason is because when I marked out this zone for you guys, I told you guys wait for prices to gently come and push higher. But what we got to see, we had news, events, and we just pushed aggressively, collecting all that liquidity that was resting there, because some people put pending orders and stop losses there, and we collected. So buyers might be weak and don't have genuinely interest to come back and buy. So what happens is we have had our accumulation, our manipulation. Can move to a lower time frame. So we get to see, last week I was looking at this, but that's why I didn't give you the video, because I was like, chances of us continue buying very slim. So this week, when I'm sure I've made a video, get to see last week we had this continuous buy, but we pushed below and the order flow switched. So this week maybe expect, if you want to re-enter this trade, you can wait for a buy move till there, then you can continue targeting these lows here. Then we'll see what will happen here. If this down close candle will hold price, we'll just watch. But accumulation, we have accumulated for almost the whole month of August. Then we've had our manipulation in September now, so distribution maybe, yeah. So I'll be looking at that. Then on Great British Pound card, I also had a trade there. I can overlay it here for you guys to see it. So I'm having a trade from these lows. I explained why. I used another chart to explain why, but I took from these lows. And currently we get to see we took out that high, retraced very well to this order block, broke structure. So, and order flow is very good. So this week, if you want to re-enter, you can definitely re-enter. Wait for prices to maybe push here or top to an area of interest, and then you can target highs. Okay, And even if it pushes above this high, for people who want to retrace that retracement, can continue adding your positions there and target the upside. So that's what I'll just be looking at. For other analysis, I'll just contact me, man. I'll just give them to you, because I don't want to make also these weekly analysis videos too long, because definitely it discourages others from watching. On USD CHF, let me see, last time instead of using this chart we used Oanda, if I'm not wrong. So we definitely hit our first target. Remember, I'm still holding sales on this trade from here, where I gave you that trade idea months ago. When was it? Around July there, July or start of August, gave you that idea trade. So we have definitely taken our first low there. Then my second low to be taken out, I was expecting this low to be taken out, but we'll get to see what happens, because now USD is a bit bullish, but we'll get to see. If I've also told you, if USD also pushes to that low, that 2023 low, there's a very great setup of market maker model can be activated, and I'll definitely make a video for you guys then. So you guys have an amazing week ahead of you. God bless, and cheers guys.